Today we're going to get into a lesson. We're going to talk about something that is oftentimes that scholars and other people, I think that most of us have read the story. It's a very familiar story in John chapter number 8 about the woman that was caught in adultery, and most people traditionally have made, the mistake of trying to apply this to Mary Magdalene, and I've heard people say, oh, that was Mary Magdalene. Well, the scriptures don't say that. That's right. That's an assumption that we have assumed and we've carried and ran with. It's a lot that we ran with and carried through our tradition that is not accurate when it comes down to talking about, the scriptures and things that are going on. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's go to the first slide here, which is within the verse, okay? Look what it says. It says, but Yeshua went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning, he came again to the temple. Where's this thing going down at? At the temple, right? So in the temple, the vast majority of the leaders, the religious leaders, they didn't hang out outside the temple.
No, sir. And parking lot.
No parking lot ministry for them. They weren't at the market ministry. They hung out in the temple.
Yeah.
Because they love to talk about the word. They got a thrill and a love for just talking about the word. And also not only being loved and being talking about the word, but they also had a way of being viewed as being righteous amongst themselves when it came to the word. So basically, what I'm saying is that basically they wanted to have theological exercise that would puff themselves up and how good they were teaching to one another.
All right.
It wasn't so much about the people. Amen? It was more so about them gathering amongst themselves and loving to hear they self-talk. You ever been in a circle of people where you have all these pastors and stuff, and they just love to hear they self throw out cliches and love to hear they self talk and love to hear themselves. They turn on their theological voices and everybody just talking. All of them, yeah, man, I got the revelation about this. They just love to talk about the word. The problem that we got going on back then was, who gonna do the word? It's not just about talking about word. Who gonna do the word, right? So look what it says. It says, early in the morning, he came again to the temple. So he showed up at the temple. Now, Yeshua showing up at the temple is not to show up at the temple to talk about the word and to get his rocks off about the word. Or to show how great of knowledge that he got about the word. He's looking for people who want the word.
Right.
Who want to live the word. Right? So he's going there. He's at the temple. So he did it more than one time. So he visited there pretty often. All the people came to him. So you got it's a crowd.
That's a problem.
Now that's a problem.
That's a problem.
So think about this. You got all these leaders
in the church, in
the temple that are recognized as teachers. See, our sense of moray today, it was different from then because you had to have people who validated you as a teacher, a moray, right? You weren't just going to just start a school and start a YouTube channel or start a ministry at 50 years old.
Right.
In their time, you had to come up at a certain age through the ranks because there was a lot of information to learn. So they got you when you was young as a child and they raised you up in it, right? Well, you got all this circle of teachers, and then oftentimes, the chief rabbi, you would have the other rabbis or the other teachers, they would be around him, eating off him, and also showing how much they know to him to flatter him.
Yeah.
The people just in the temple, people coming there for praying and and they come there for daily prayer. Just to, they get about their business. People coming in, they got lame people that's sick. You got people, all kind of people around the temple. Most of the time, the sick wasn't in the temple. If they was, they definitely wasn't in that way. The major leaders was at. All of a sudden, in comes in Yeshua. Now, the Pharisees and the chief priests have no concern for the people. But when Yeshua come in and the crowd comes to him, he's coming in for daily prayer. He's coming in for, he's also on assignment looking for whosoever will, right? He comes in and the crowd goes to him. Now, the religious leaders ain't worried about the people. They don't care about the people. They care about the attention that a man is getting, which is causing them to say, oh, hold on, wait a minute. Let's stop our theologizing and puffing each other up, and let's see what's going on over here. Because if he's drawing the crowd, that means I'm losing the attention. Right? When you don't care about the people. But let's look at this. It says, the people came to him and he sat down. This is powerful. Because can you imagine how many people came to the rabbi and say, hey, I ain't got time today. I'll talk to you later. They size you up and now, oh, you don't like you got enough money. Or you got an elbow, you lame, you must be got sin in your life. That was their mentality. If you were sick, you got sin. So if you got sin, get away from me. Because I don't want you to taint me.
They're not going to sit down with them for lack of on over.
They're not going to sit down. No, sir.
Not in that $3,000 suit.
Right. So look what it says, 3. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery. They didn't bring him a woman who was sick. As many people that they passed that was sick, they went to go get a woman that was known to be in sin. This is amazing. I want y'all to pay attention to this. What does this say? Let's talk a little bit.
All right.
The scribes and the Pharisees. The Pharisees is the teachers. The scribe is the note takers. They're writing down all the details of the situation. Right? They both brought a woman who had been caught in adultery. Now, what that say to y'all?
About condemnation.
Condemnation. What else? What else to say? Come on, just share. Y'all just say something. What's your thoughts? What that say?
Well, I feel like they brought somebody they felt like they could beat, in a sense, like somebody that they surely could get people to condemn and, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And throw the book at, basically.
Right.
You know, what was written.
Okay, so they started out wrong anyway.
They started out wrong. Here's my question. And I want to take a look at a more even deeper look at that.
Uh-oh.
I want to know who called them.
Yeah.
Who called them? Because according to the law, you can't go on hearsay.
Mm-hmm. That's like 2 or 3 witnesses.
See, the law, you can't just falsely accuse nobody. See, it'll be a whole lot of people in trouble today.
Yeah.
Oh, he did this, he did that. He did it. See, in Israel, as Israelites, if we truly knew the judicial system of Israel and the law, you wouldn't even entertain gossip. Matter of fact, you wouldn't even entertain somebody falsely accusing. Your question would be, okay, what evidence you got? Mm-hmm. Not, for real, you wouldn't even entertain what they saying. Because you know the law. The law said, God said, his law says you cannot even believe a person without proof or a witness. And guess what? If you don't bring proof, then you die.